Hi everybody. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Marissa, and I'm making this video about self-harm because an anon had asked me to, and I used to struggle with it, and I overcame it, and now I spend most of my time helping other people overcome it. So I think I'll start with my struggling through it, and then how I got out of it, and now like how I help other people. So I'll start with my struggling. I started cutting myself in 7th grade, I believe. I was about 12, and my friend told me that if I did it, I would feel better and it would take away my pain. And I thought she was crazy at first, but she said that she does it and it works for her, so I tried it, and it did nothing for me. I didn't like it, so I stopped. Um, then later on, I started getting bullied again really, really badly, to the point where I wanted to kill myself, and I attempted to kill myself in my closet. I had a knife, and I was going to slit my throat, but I was too chicken to do it, so I just got angry and started cutting my arm, and I realized that I did like it, and it did help. I focused on the pain in my arm instead of the pain that was going on inside of me. So I just continued to cut myself until my 9th grade year. Was when someone first noticed that I had cut myself, and they tried to get me help. Actually, they did get me help. I was in counseling at my school, and I had really low self-esteem. I hated myself, actually, and only recently have I kind of been okay with myself. My freshman year, I was a mess. I drank to forget my problems and forget the pain that I, had gone through, because I used to get harassed in middle school so badly. I used to get beat up every day. I used to go home crying. Like, I used to collapse to the floor and just cry, like hyperventilate, and no one cared. No one did anything about it. Then I used drinking as a coping skill. I used cutting as a coping skill, and then I started hanging out with really bad people who did really bad things, and I started to do bad things. And then I told somebody what was going on with me and what I was doing, and they called my mom. And then my mom decided to send me to therapy, which really didn't help me much, I don't think. The only thing that did was I found out that I'm bipolar, so that explained my depression and my anger. But I also had a rough childhood. I had really fucked up family problems. Like, my dad, he was a mess, and my mom, she didn't care what happened to us because she had enough issues, I guess, to deal with. And my sisters hated me, and then when I came out as being a lesbian, I had lost everybody. And then I started cutting myself more and drinking more, and then I got a Tumblr, and at first I didn't really help anyone, but eventually I started posting things about cutting and how I struggled and stuff, and people started talking to me about it, and eventually I started getting a lot of things about people wanting advice, and I didn't understand how people could want advice from someone that was so fucked up. Like, I didn't understand what they were doing. Like, I consider myself a fuck up. I'm really screwed up in the head. So to have people want my help was just weird to me. But I did the best that I could, and apparently it worked. I started saving people's lives. I helped people stop cutting, and I realized that I can't be preaching something that I don't believe in. So I tell these people how important they were and how they shouldn't be cutting and that everybody's beautiful and they shouldn't let what other people say affect them. And I was just saying all this shit that I didn't even believe. And then, after I had helped so many people, I guess the words that I was telling them became true to myself. I was started realizing that I do have value, I am important, and people would care if I was gone or not. And I just completely changed, and the fact that I was also medicated now helps. Um, I'm currently having problems taking my medicine because what it does is you feel great. Like, if you're not on it, you feel like shit. And then when you start taking it, you feel happy and great and just everything was good. So you don't think you need it anymore. You're like, oh, I'm fine, I'm better now. So you stop taking it, and then you just go back to depression mode, which happens to me a lot. People don't really understand me, I guess, but I go from happy to pissed off to depressed in like a minute. But I'm working on it, and I don't cut anymore, and I don't have suicidal thoughts, except for every once in a while. But I'm a lot better now, and the way that I helped other people stop cutting was by just supporting them and being there for them and listening to them and reminding them about how important they were and helping them come up with better coping skills because no one should have to harm their body to feel better. Like, the one thing I hated about cutting was looking down at my arm and seeing all those cuts and scars. They were so hideous. And I hated when other people would look at them or when people would ask me about them and they weren't like little scratches and there wasn't just one of them. It'd be like all up my arm and what was I supposed to say, you know? I would just be like, oh, don't worry about it, don't worry about it. It was obvious that I was cutting, but no one said anything because, well, I guess people didn't think that they could help. But if you struggle with cutting, please come talk to me because I am more than happy to help you. And you you shouldn't have to cut yourself. And I'll do anything possible to make you feel better and happy and important. And I just I just wish everyone could realize that you are important. And if you don't think anybody cares about you, know that I do. I really do. Um, One night I got a message from an anonymous person telling me that they were going to kill themselves. And I stayed up that entire night crying because I didn't know if they were serious and I didn't know why they had to tell me. They said, I'm going to kill myself tonight and I want you to know. And they said, thank you for being nice to me. But I don't know if I ever saved them. So, but there are a few people that I know I've saved because they've thanked me and I've worked with them for a while to keep them from cutting and keep them from trying to kill themselves and just support them and love them and care about them and remind them about how important they are. And I'll do that for you. And I really do care about everybody and I love you all and I don't want any of you to ever be in pain. So if you need me, I'm always here, always. So just come to me. I don't know if this is inspiring or helpful or explains what I went through. I didn't really want to go into too much detail about it, and this is already long enough as it is, but maybe this helps somehow, and if it doesn't help, come talk to me and I'll figure out how to help you, and if you don't want me to help you, that's fine too, but I just want everyone to realize that they're important. No one should have to feel like they're not, and I'm so against bullying, so if you're a person that hurts other people with their words, I consider you a coward. And I don't care how attractive you are on the outside. If you have a shitty inside, you are ugly to me. So I just want everyone to feel like they can talk to me. So